Of a delay to the kickoff. The crowd expected around 12,000, and in the crowd, now this is an interesting tale for you. This is Boy George, the Exeter mascot, and today he's in the red and white of Exeter, but the very same model was wearing a Plymouth shirt back in 1984. He's the property of an Exeter director, Stuart Dorr, who was Plymouth's chairman when they had their best ever FA Cup run to the semi-final in 1984. Sort of mascot that you love to see around the cup ties, but they do bring their problems, and George Gavin has got some news on the delayed kickoff for us.
Yes, I'm sorry to say, Martin, we do have a delay here. It will now be an 8 o'clock kick-off because of road traffic problems. With me is Superintendent Liam McGrath. Liam, it's a late decision, this one, isn't it?
It is. I found it necessary because I've been informed by our control room there have been a number of minor accidents in the area of the roadworks on the A38. There's now a 5-mile traffic queue between Ashburton and Chudley. I understand that the bulk of the coaches from Exeter have only just got through. They are running a good half an hour, if not more, late. The Barn Park end, the away supporters end, is probably only about half full, and I found it necessary to delay the start for a quarter of an hour.
So it's entirely to help the Exeter fans get here?
Yes, indeed. They've paid for their tickets, and at the moment they are sadly underrepresented. None of the coaches have yet arrived, and clearly it's in the interests of the game that we wait for them.
But definitely an 8 o'clock kick-off?
Definitely an 8 o'clock kick-off.
OK, there we are, Richard. That's the latest news from here in the tunnel.
George, thank you. That's a little frustrating, but I suppose it does build the anticipation towards what should be a very big night tonight at Home Park as Plymouth go in against Exeter City. Second round tie, it's live, and as we've just heard, it kicks off at 8 o'clock. On Sunday at 7 o'clock on Sky Sports 2 with basketball, Crystal Palace against the Hemel Royals. Right now, it's Plymouth against Exeter in the second round of the FA Cup, sponsored by Littlewoods. It was due to kick off at 7:45. If you've just joined us, to tell you there is a 15-minute delay because of congestion. I told you it was a big night in Devon. A number of Exeter City supporters haven't yet arrived at the ground. We've just heard from the police, who tell us it will definitely kick off at 8 o'clock. I think that's the hat we saw earlier, Exeter for the Cup, 1997. There's a big night ahead of them before all of that. Their ambition has to extend only to winning this tie tonight and landing themselves a plum tie against some of the big boys in the third round. We're joined this evening by Russell Osmond, the manager of Cardiff these days, of course. Cardiff play against Gillingham tomorrow night. 6 o'clock kick-off, please.
Yes, OK.
Can we stick to that?
No problem.
But as I said, it does underline tonight how big a fixture this is in Devon, doesn't it? The fact that there are so many people still outside and wanting to get in, and you can understand the delay. Yeah,
you can, and the majority of people are all coming in on the same route. You know, you've got to remember, when it's a coastal town, they can't come from all different sides of Plymouth. They all come from the north, south, or east, north, east, or west, really. Nothing coming from the south unless they come by boat and up the dock road. They're probably still clearing those cows away that Dan Macaulay ran over.
Yes, that's right. Safety is paramount. Nothing else matters.
No, that's it. It's very disappointing for the players because when it's called off so late or delayed so late on, the players are just about ready to go out into the tunnel. So they've done all the warm-up, all the preparation, all the little superstitions that one or two players might have, and all of a sudden they're saying, right, I'm sorry, lads, but go back in and we'll call you out in another 15 minutes.
That is close, isn't it? So
very
close to the time when they're getting ready to go.
Yeah.
We'll never have another night, I imagine, like the one we did at Molineux when we had the bomb scare there.
Yeah.
My goodness me, that was 2 hours delayed.
Yeah,
but eventually they got it played. This evening, an 8 o'clock kick-off, Plymouth against Exeter. Plymouth with all sorts of problems. We've heard about those off the field from both Neil Warnock and their chairman, Dan Macaulay. Last time out in the first round, they put all that behind them to take Fulham apart. Fulham currently leading the third division. They were then, and they went to Home Park, Russ, understandably full of optimism and thinking about making a surprise here, but it didn't happen.
No, it didn't. I think Fulham were quite up for the game, but as you see, the first goal was a bit of a soft one, and keeper came for it and never got there. Second one's a penalty, and all of a sudden, like, Fulham have got to go chasing it. Again, a little scramble. Poor defending from Fulham, you know, and it's something that they're usually very good at. So that's 3. And like I say now, they're probably caught 2-on-2 at the back there because they're chasing the game a little bit, and a good finish there.
Yes, you go chasing it, don't you?
Yeah, well, you have to, you know. Nobody likes to lose 5, but if you go 1 or 2-0 down, you've got to throw caution to the wind a little bit.
That was 5-0 to Plymouth in the first round. This evening it's Plymouth against Exeter, whose manager Peter Fox, I understand, is on the pitch at the moment, or he certainly was, addressing the crowd, I think, letting them know, those that are in the stadium, the reasons for the delay. And that's always helpful too. You tend to forget about those inside, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Obviously, they're getting all geared up. The crowd will be trying to get into full voice. And all of a sudden, they'll be feeling a little bit down. You know, they've got to pick themselves up again in a few minutes and make sure they're in fine voice when the players do arrive.
But it is an 8 o'clock kickoff, we've heard that. Live football tonight, again tomorrow. And quite a day we've got ahead of us on Sunday, reminding ourselves that, of course, Planet Football starts at 7 in the morning and takes us 20 hours through Sunday to a conclusion sometime in the small hours of Monday morning. And this is what we've got coming up on Planet Football. We start with Soccer Extra, Premiership and FA Cup action at 7 in the morning, followed at 10 by goals on Sunday. At 11, Alan Mullery, Alan Ball and Frank McClintock are the gentlemen charged with picking the best English football 11 of all time. You can start that debate at home now and join the boys at 11 o'clock on Sunday to find out who gets the nod in the best English football 11 of all time. Midday, usually on Sky Sports 3, a nice treat, Sky Sports 1 viewers. Football League action between West Brom and the First Division leaders Bolton. Quite a game at the Hawthorns. At 3 o'clock it's Super Sunday. We're at Upton Park to see West Ham play Manchester United. At 7, the best of all time, once again, the best British football 11 of all time. Same 3 in the chair. When they finished with the best English 11, it was the best British football 11, a far more testing task. And again, quite a debate ensued. 8 o'clock, the Carling Cup 5-a-side finals. At 9:30, Spanish football. At 11 o'clock, Hold the Back Page. And at midnight, one of those soccer classics. Was it 4th, 5th round tie in 1991 between Liverpool and Everton. This evening, it's home park, Plymouth against Exeter City. 15-minute delay as a result of crowd congestion. You were talking about the problems that the players would have, Russ.
Yeah.
They got themselves into that frame of mind where they thought they were going out to play, and then all of a sudden, things change.
Well,
and I was just thinking, looking at Peter Fox there, it's difficult for a manager as well, really, because you've delivered your final, OK, let's go at it speech, haven't you?
Yeah, well, you have. And the last thing the players like to hear from the manager is that he's repeating himself. You know, players always say the manager goes on too long and he's always repeating himself. What does the manager do now? He has to go through exactly the same sort of last 10, 15 minutes that he's done already once tonight. But you can see they're all getting nice and warm in there, steaming up. They'll be ready to go. They just want to get out on the pitch now, and I think sometimes it might be better to go out even earlier. You know, they get on the pitch maybe 5 minutes earlier and do a bit of a longer warm-up outside on the pitch. And
they talk about that 15-minute break in the Premiership sometimes feeling like an age. I should think that 15 minutes there is going to, isn't it? The final 15 before you go out.
Yeah,
You'll have to stretch that out.
Yeah, they're all ready to go. You know, they just want to get out on the pitch and go. Like I say, 50 minutes at half-time, it is a long time. And as a manager, you know, you run out of things to say at half-time. You know, you want to make a short, sharp point to your players and let them get themselves sorted out, ready for the second half.
I'm beginning to get that feeling.
Yeah. At least we're nice and warm. It's not like Alan and Martin there.
Now, that is one of the compensations that Alan Brazil is sitting in the cold. That's right. Exeter City, a club, as we heard from Peter Fox, 7 minutes from closing. Only, what, 18 months ago? Less than that, perhaps. But right now, they're enjoying themselves. They're on something of a surge. They came through the first round against Bristol Rovers, which would have been enjoyable enough. Again, a short trip. Rovers themselves have changed grounds, haven't they? They're Memorial Ground now, is it?
That's a rugby pitch, yeah. They've got 1 or 2 people complaining that the stand's too high for them now. That's a great finish. That's a brave finish, that from Steve Flack. You know, and it was a good game. That's a terrific goal. He's just had a snapshot there and he's flown in. But it's nice to see Bristol Rovers back in Bristol. You know, and 1 or 2 of the supporters don't feel that playing at the rugby ground gives it the same sort of atmosphere that they used to have playing over in Bath at Twerton Park.
Why are they playing at Ashton Gate?
Well, I don't know. I think both teams should play at Ashton Gate. I've said it before. They would then share a magnificent stadium. Ashton Gate now is a superb stadium. It's terrific down there.
Well, we've heard about Planet Football this coming Sunday. News here of a big important date for the Diaries in January.
In January, we'll be honouring the winners of the Panasonic Sky Sports Soccer Awards of 1996. And we'd like you to vote now in 3 major categories. Call 0891 555 991 to nominate your Footballer of the Year. And remember to consider performances from the whole of 96. Call 0891 555 992 to vote for the Hall of Fame winner, who will join the first recipient of this award, George Best. And finally, call 0891 555 993 to nominate a winner in the 3rd category, in which we honour sporting achievements this year outside the world of soccer. So register your votes now for the Panasonic Sky Sports Soccer Awards. Plus, you could win one of 100 free annual subscriptions to Sky Sports magazine if you can tell us which club are the current FA Carling Premiership champions. Simply phone and leave your answer along with your name and address and telephone number and, of course, your nominations.
That's January, another category just offered by Russell Osman, best goal celebration. There'd be a few in for that, wouldn't there?
Well, there would at the moment. You've got backflips, you've got somersaults, double somersaults with tuck and pike position. Oh, you've got all sorts going on.
Is it the cheeky Cockney chappie? I think my favourite's still Alan Shearer's goal, traditional celebration.
Yeah, that's
great.
Nice and simple. But it would be nice if there's an award for that. Get the players using their imagination even more.
As if they don't. Yeah. The reason that we are not yet watching live football is because there is a 15-minute delay at Home Park tonight. Plymouth against Exeter. The reason for the delay, traffic problems outside the ground. A crowd of something like 14,000 expected this evening. We were promised an 8 o'clock start. I think we can get our minds on an 8 o'clock kick-off. As we go back to Home Park to join our match commentators, little colder, Alan Brazil and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. I was hoping in the Exeter dressing room we were going to hear that great quote from Russell Osman, the movie star. My favourite film of all time, Escape to Victory. What was it? Something along the lines of, come on, lads, we can win this.
They certainly looked a lot warmer than we are here, Martin, but I'm not sure about the jackets.
Well, from the moment the Derby manager, Jim Smith, drew out the name of Exeter to ensure this Devon derby, the sporting talk in this county has been of little else. Exeter, the lesser lights, if you like, from up the A38. They come into the match in the more stable situation of the two clubs. 6 games unbeaten now. Plymouth Argyle, meanwhile, has become something of a footballing soap opera. Problems, very public problems, between the chairman and the manager. Police matters here as well. And a slide down the 2nd division of rather dramatic dimensions. Bruce Grobbelaar still going strong. Sure to provide moments of excitement, agility and maybe eccentricity tonight. Great welcome for the teams. An FA Cup tie to show a national audience that Devon is very much on the football map. I can promise you, passion is running very high in Plymouth tonight.
The second round of the FA Cup starts here. Live from Sky Sports tonight from Home Park, it's Plymouth against Exeter. Our match commentators Alan Brazil and Martin Tyler.
Well, if you've been wondering why these days there are assistant referees, linesman is not an appropriate term for Wendy Toms, one of the assistants to the Bristol-based Steve Dunn, who's the man in charge of this Devon derby. So, if anything, the weight of the extra 15 minutes has just added to the sense of anticipation here. Both sides have got into this second round in some style. Plymouth in the green and white stripes, with by far their biggest win of the season, 5-0 over Fulham. And Exeter in a change strip of all yellow tonight. Went to Bristol Rovers, very much the underdogs, as they will be perceived here tonight. and achieved an excellent first-round success to set up a match of great dimension for this part of the world, and I'm sure wherever you're watching from, you'll enjoy the rivalry. Black. Danny Bailey can't get there for Exeter. John Richardson trying to do the same sort of challenging on Little John, and he needed to be quick, and he was. Richardson, one of the three at the back for Exeter. Very similar systems, Alan.
Yeah, I think there's
like for like.
Without a doubt, and I think the midfield is going to be a real old, typical cut-tie battle. People getting the foot in, it's going to be fast and furious on a very chilly night.
It's handball by Moget, who has come into this game in the strangest of circumstances, and I'm sure has been working hard to get his mind onto his football again after being released earlier this week from police custody. Mark Chamberlain back a little ahead of schedule because of the nature of this particular contest, to try and use his experience. Awkward for Chris Billy to defend. Heathcote helping it on. Sent long by Tony James for Plymouth. Mickey Evans trying to hold it up against the attentions of one of Exeter's teenagers, Matt Hare.
There's no touch of Alan Hansen or Mark Lawrence in that defence there, was there? Oh, whack, get out of here. Real old up and under.
Roy Botham, who began his career here with Plymouth. Ledbetter, two is Chris Billy. Pitch in very good condition. Had a frost on it last night and may well have one later tonight, but no problems for the players at the outset tonight.
Good little build-up there from Plymouth, keeping the ball. Nice passing, finding their men, no problem at all.
Botham. Steve Flack is striking partners in an offside position through the centre. He's just put the brakes on now. Here's John Sharp, the younger brother of Lee Sharp. I'm sure he's watching from his Leeds United base tonight. John was at Ellen Road watching Lee play on Sky last Sunday. Great result that was for Lee Sharp and Leeds United against Chelsea. And wonders whether John Sharp will be on the right end of it tonight. Evans in pursuit, putting some pressure on Hare.
Good pace from Hare there. There's when Evans got after that ball, I thought, aye, but Hare, good pace. Got a good yard and a half. Miscues the clearance in the first corner.
And corners are something that Neil Warnock works on so much. Exeter very aware of the danger here, defending properly. There's Little John letting fly. Bottom got his head to it. Exeter not really pushing out, but the ball is wasted by Paul Williams.
It's an exciting part, the second round of the cup. One more win and you could get one of the big boys down here, and that packed solid again. Good for the old cash flow.
He was telling me life won't be worth living if his team loses tonight. Flack. And then the pace and the composure from Chamberlain. And the tackle actually that went on just as referee Steve Dunn, who was quite close to it, had turned away. I don't think he saw the initial contact on Chamberlain.
Well played, Chamberlain, because he could have reacted there. There was a late challenge, but both players getting up and a little, just a little pat and saying, OK, let's get on with it.
Still just getting his breath back as Robotham played the ball rather too crisply at him. Evans looking to make an early impact here for the home side. Morget, who has great status in these parts, as the scorer of the goal that got Plymouth promotion via the playoffs at Wembley earlier this year. James. Morget again. Barlow. It's Williams with a header. And that's something that Exeter well aware of in their preparation. Paul Williams is a very athletic player, played in the Premiership for Coventry, you might remember, and can get up and down that left-hand side, and he was in a very threatening position here.
Lovely build-up. It's just a shame Barlow's got no left foot here, because I thought he could have got on his left foot and got a strike in, but good ball to far post, but the keeper does well.
Heathcote with the header. And then just a little bit late there was Chris Myers to catch Chris Ledbetter. Chris Ledbetter, who was in the Cambridge United setup when they got to the quarter-final of the FA Cup in successive seasons, 1990 and 1991. Great times in that part of the world under John Beck.
Plymouth are going to play high balls. They certainly shouldn't be through the middle, because Blake will just eat them up all night.
Billy, that's a terrific cross, but there is Noel Blake in the right place to deal with it.
Yeah, lovely header, but smashing cross from Billy. It's nice, it wasn't floated in, it was whipped in. That's a great ball. Someone's got to be attacking it, but that's Blake's domain now.
It's another corner. Plymouth will feel this might lead to an opening chance. But Ashley Bayes able to come and claim it.
Just feeling these opening minutes, Martin, that Exeter are letting Plymouth play a little bit too much for me. I thought they'd be firing into tackles, get behind the ball, but at the moment they're quite content to let Plymouth play the football, and I think that could be a mistake.
Well, Peter Fox, relatively new to management, of course veteran in terms of the goalkeeping stakes. He is still the backup to Ashley Bayes. He would have enjoyed seeing his protege come and claim that corner. If hard work counts for anything in management, well, Peter Fox has certainly got a future in that side of the game.
What a good goalkeeper he was too.
You were telling me you put a few past him.
I did, but he was still a good keeper.
Flack. It's gone out.
He's a big lad, Flack, isn't he? You just wonder, if Exeter can get the ball wide and get it in the box. No, he's a big giant. It just remains to be seen, is he a bit of a gentle giant, or does he put himself about?
Well, he's not gentle, because he used to be... he used to harbour ambitions in the boxing world and has actually sparred with Herbie Hyde. So I would suggest that he's got a competitive streak.
I hope he's no videotape recorder.
Barlow. Sharp got the final touch, and Plymouth starting to tally up the corners. Wouldn't surprise any of us, really, if a set piece was crucial in the shape of things tonight. Plymouth have got all sorts of varieties. Now they're lining up the big men on the edge of the area. Heathcote keeping it alive. Bayes decides to stay at home, and he has to make the save. James was right in the thick of it.
I was just wondering there, was that one of his own players that headed it? Because it was a bit of a scramble, and I thought maybe it was an Exeter defender.
Or maybe just James in front of him. but it's another corner. Exeter survive, but with some difficulty.
A lot of bodies in the box there, man. It's a goalkeeper's nightmare when there's so many there in front of him.
James has stayed up and makes contact again. First season here on a tribunal fee from Hereford. Go up to something around £80,000. Plymouth do have some money, have spent some money. Neil Warnock wants more to spend. Dan McCauley, the chairman, says no, not for the moment.
But what manager doesn't? He does get excited though in big games, Neil Warnock.
He's got a terrific record, hasn't he, outside of the top divisions. He took Notts County through the divisions.
That's him having his rest there, because
well.
it's not often you catch him sitting down. He'll be out of that box all night tonight.
He certainly believes in his own methods, and that's produced a great record of success with the clubs that he's worked at, Neil Warnock. Remember, he brought Plymouth up from Division 3 last season, but it's Exeter of Division 3 with this free kick. James gets to it. That's Blake, who scored in the last couple of games, but not quite in that style.
I must admit, I've never seen Blakey try one from 30 yards right foot volley. He seems to be around for so long. Great header of the ball, he climbs well, but this was rather ambitious from any centre-half, Mark.
Well, he started at Aston Villa with Andy Gray. That tells you how long he's been around. Runs through to Bays. The fourth meeting in the FA Cup between these two great rivals. All the previous three have finished with identical scorelines, 2-0 to Plymouth each time. So Exeter, apart from trying to win, are also looking for their first ever FA Cup goal against Plymouth. Chamberlain. Littlejohn, who is very quick. Exeter trying to give him no room to run into. It was Danny Bailey who held him up.
Billy made a great one.
Barlow's cross was a good one. In behind Richardson, he had to reach back to cut it out, and of course any sort of header's likely to fly behind for a corner to Plymouth.
I think they're doing well down this right-hand side, Martin. Plymouth Argyle, and again an early cross, and he had to make it, the defender.
Evans moving out for the short one, but it goes in deep again. Can they force it in? And once more, James was the key player from Plymouth's point of view. He stays in the thick of things, but the cross isn't deep enough to bypass Blake. But it's Plymouth pressure.
Yeah, good pressure. I thought James had a little half chance there, Martin. He contested with Blake, but watch the ball falls. Now, can he react? No, just a little bit slow.
It's aimed towards James again. Williams. Once more James. And that's got a bit of bend and curl on it. Was coming back towards the post, and Bays was scrambling to get there.
Yeah, I thought he could even have sneaked in there, because Baines was in big trouble, wasn't he? A lovely ball. Stood it up well. This is a good header. Now watch Baines. Oh, just creeps past the post.
Well, Neil Warnock was telling his players this morning, reminding them of what happened the last time Exeter came here in a league game last New Year's Day. Plymouth started terribly and were 2 down in no time at all. They got back for a 2-2. They didn't get much of the glory that day. Well, they've started much better this time, but they haven't scored. And here's Mark Chamberlain for Exeter. Myers taking over. That was a real local derby tackle.
Glad he got the ball.
And it came from Ledbetter.
Yes, we're going to warm up a little bit now, Martin, after that one.
Plymouth went out to Paul Williams' old club, Coventry, last season in the 3rd round. Billy. Evans jumping in. Might have been a suspicion of a foul there, but Steve Dunn, who refereed the game at Elland Road last Sunday and certainly had a physical match to deal with then. I was expecting more of the same tonight.
I was just thinking there, Martin, had that ball, you know, it was a little half chance there. Had it gone in, I'd have thought, aye, because I felt it was a free kick there. The arm was certainly raised.
Robotham. Marcus Daly. Now it's Myers waiting for John Sharp to get forward. James showing he can win the ball in the air at both ends of the pitch.
I thought he was playing with Lee Sharp there because he said, get forward, you know, forcing Sharp right down on the fullback.
Richardson. Exeter do believe that they've got ability to get the ball down and pass it. It's very difficult in a match of such heated emotions as this one.
I just feel there's little, you know, set pieces. I think Exeter look a big side. Obviously Blake's there. You've got Flack, you know, he's a big lad. There's one or two others there and get their head on it.
Like Matt Hare, who's gone right in on the line there. It's Myers to take the corner. And of course Grobbelaar comes and doesn't deal with it, needs some help. Headed back by Chamberlain, smacked away by Martin Barlow.
Yeah, Brucey coming for that there. I thought he was going to punch, but I think he felt he could get both hands on it. But he did, you know, that could have fallen to anyone, to be honest. Bruce shaking his head, he realises, you know, that could have been very, very costly.
Well, it was neither one thing or the other, was it? It wasn't a catch, and it was by no means a punch. Robotham. Oh, Grobbelaar had to drop on that. It was a deflection off Watton, I think. He wasn't caught off his guard.
I just wonder here, Brucey, I thought, you know, he's, I don't think he was too sure about this, to be honest. Look at that. Nearly his head come off. Mind, he's been here, seen it all before, Grobbelaar. When he's in form, he's top form.
Plymouth have got a free kick. "18 minutes gone." The senior side in terms of league status, but if James comes in with a header again, the flag went up.
He's certainly causing trouble. The linesman's flag was up, but James is certainly getting the best of this Exeter defence. Yeah, certainly offside. Overshoots Blake. It's a good effort.
Good spot by Wendy Toms, who does referee at the GM Vauxhall Conference level.
I think she's a brave lady, to be honest.
Well, she will hope that she's just the first of many. By James is everywhere at the moment. Blake and Heathcote. Noel Blake will go and get it again. Daly. The Daly and the Bailey in Exeter's midfield. And Billy is the right wing back for Plymouth, and a very good player he is too. Evans on for Barlow. Flies out of Hare.
Good defending again from here, but it was a lovely touch from Evans there, first timing it. Good awareness, that is. But no cross.
Well, Neil Warnock knows all about the percentages. How many corners do you need to get a chance? How many do you need to get a goal? And several in the opening 20 minutes for Plymouth Argyle. Let's go short to Evans. Back to Ledbetter, not deep enough. Billy. Well, that is deep enough.
Oh, just feeling that could have gone across the goal, Martin, or he had more time than he felt. But it was a lovely ball from Billy.
For Heathcote.
Good challenge, right to the far post. Need more time than he thought.
Little John. Now Evans.
Yeah, a little bit casual there, Evans. I thought, you know, it's lovely when you've got a defender one-on-one, you've got to run up the pace. But he was trying a few tricks, and when he played the ball to his right-hand side, you know, there's no real pace here. Try to get half a yard to get it in. But to be fair to him, there was a little bobble there, Mark.
Well, they worked so hard at getting into positions to cross the ball. Exeter expecting to have to win a lot of headers in their own penalty area. Headed on by Flack. Taken on by Myers. Chris Myers just back from suspension for Exeter. He's picked up those penalty points pretty early in the season. He served the 3-game ban. Watton with the throw. Chamberlain. A bit of time here for Blake. Aiming to Rowbotham. Watton was alongside him. It's given away by Barlow though. Marcus Daly. Bailey. Flack to someone to tee it up. It was Richardson who was joining in from the back. So there's still a 2-on-1 in Exeter's favour, even though Richardson was a long way from home. Been said that there's so much untapped football potential in this part of the world. None of the Devon clubs have quite been able to make the stride forward within the industry to get to the higher level that you feel that there's support here to sustain. If they could get there, feeling they could stay there, Plymouth. Rowbotham, who's not quite got the pace of old because he suffered a terrible injury really when he was coming into peak form in his first spell with Exeter, cruciate ligament injury, but he's still got great technique and an eye for goal.
It's not a bad effort, you know, it's a long way out, just a little bit too high, but why not away from home in the cup? When you get half a yard like that, let fly.
Evans. Little John goes to the near post. And the flick nearly came off for him.
Once again down the right-hand side, Martin. And Little Johnny is very, very nippy. It wasn't a bad move again from Plymouth Argyle. Just half a yard, in comes across. Little John across the face of goal. But once again, good defending.
The flick from Flack. Mojet. Helping Exeter's cause. Sharp. Myers. Bitter in with the tackle. Blake.
Well, James could have got there fast. He sort of slowed up there. I think the ball was going to go out. And suddenly realised it was a dangerous situation. I better get it out.
Yes, it is dangerous because of the long throw of Hare. Looking for the head. Bailey. Just to go back to what you were saying, Alan, about this right-hand side for Plymouth. I think John Sharp is pushing right up on Billy, probably as per instructions. And one or two others are pulling into space behind, like Barlow, like Evans.
Well, Billy himself likes to get forward, doesn't he? You know, he's a big, long, striding guy. Likes to bomb up that right-hand side, and I'm sure that you know, Exeter, they're going to have to sort this out, because every time they go down the right, they seem to be producing a cross at the end of it.
Barlow. It's Daly who does a lot of unspectacular work in midfield. A dogger, as they are known in the game. Real grafter. Of course, he, like John Sharp, living in the shadows of a famous brother, Christian Daly, hoping to be on duty, I'm sure, for Derby at Highbury tomorrow in the Premiership. Evans with a cross, and Ronnie Mauger close.
Well, I just feel Peter Fox has got to do something about this, Martin. Once again, down the right-hand side, good ball again from Evans. This time, just he knows where his defender is, gets the half a yard, that's a smashing cross, and this is not far away. Fiery cross, low, it bounces first, and he just can't keep it down.
No, he was just trying to soft contact it and steer it, wasn't he, rather than swing the real foot at it.
Well, the pace was on the ball, so Mauger's just really got to direct it towards the goal.
Daly. Strong work from Evans.
Just going a little bit closer to Evans, I feel here, Martin. He's beginning to drift off him and get the ball to feet. I think the ref's done well, you know, so far. Okay, it's only 27 minutes, but he's tried to let things go, but I'm afraid that was too blatant for the big fella. Watch the arm going round James here. A bit of the old boxing skills there in the last couple of rounds when you're tired. Holding on his man.
On, yes. Flicked on by Evans, Little John. Mauger. One footing, Leadbitter. Plenty of zip and zest about this cup tie, and absolutely no surprise in that. Williams. Ashley Bayes is there again.
He's done well, the goalkeeper. Ashley Bayes. Mind you, he had a good look at that one. It was high, no pace on it, and he come and plucks it safely.
Sure, it's helped him having a goalkeeper as his manager as well. Understand his problems and praise his good work. Williams orchestrating it. It's played back by Mauger, and in for Chris Billy here. And he might get a chance as Sharp's clearance ricocheted back behind him. Billy was surprised to get the opportunity to just fire it across the face.
Oh, good
brilliant shot.
So it was a good tackle from Sharp, the first one on Billy, because Billy had made a super run inside him, and he had to be right sharp. Any contact at all, Billy went down, that would have been a penalty.
Barlow to take the corner. Well, the flick on. And a shot from Leadbitter. Pinball in there. Evans! It's ended in the back of the net. It's Devonian who's done it for Plymouth Argyle. Mickey Evans!
Well, the pressure had to come off. And there's Neil Warnock out his box. It didn't take long, but it had to pay off. And Evans, that was a great finish. Over comes the corner. Lovely near post flick on. Blake does well there. In comes a strike. This can go anywhere. James is in there. Eventually falls to Evans. Great turn. What a good finish, Martin. This is a big chance there. I thought Exeter were getting away with this here. The ball falls. Look how quickly Evans reacts and fires it home.
So the top scorer gets a top goal for Plymouth Argyle, his 10th of the season. Player who was once taken on loan by Blackburn. They believed in his ability to play at a higher level. He had a bad injury up at Ewood Park, Here comes Grobbelaar. Bailey! Well, that looked as though it was on target. Grobbelaar again.
Well, almost an instant reply from Exeter, and that was a smashing stop. It'll be very interesting to see, perhaps from behind the goal if we can, because Grobbelaar was beaten, and I think it was Ledbetter who kept the ball out. Good defending from Ledbetter.
Half an hour gone. And they're concerned about Mark Chamberlain, who's just come back from this ankle problem. It was a bit of a risk to start him.
It's always dodgy. When you've got a bad ankle, Martin, you get a horrible cold night like tonight, you know, your joints do feel the cold, and it's not ideal place to come and play tonight. Cup tie, cold night. He's obviously feeling it too much, Chamberlain. It's a major blow for Exeter.
Well, for a veteran, we've got a teenager, Barry McConnell, who's been attracting the interest of Nottingham Forest. He's been up to the City Ground for a week's work recently. Evans, who's really buzzing at the moment.
Great ball from Barlow, gets it on the right foot, curls it in, Mosier sneaks in behind, lovely finish. Beautiful curling cross, Mosier in behind the defence, oh beautiful, just inside the post.
And the player who headed the goal at Wembley for Plymouth Argyle earlier this year heads one now, and Plymouth will feel they're heading for round 3 of the FA Cup.
Well, I just thought Exeter was trying to get hard, you know, after that first goal, firing back immediately, but Plymouth have hit them this time down the left-hand side, and that was a quality goal. Beautiful cross. I think the Exeter big centre-halves will be saying, hey, we've got to attack balls like that, and now it's a major uphill task for Exeter.
Well, Neil Warnock, who is Ronnie Morget's guardian angel at the moment, the player has to live with the manager, has the terms of his release on bail. And I'm afraid to say that Exeter gave him too much freedom at that moment.
Well, he's not the tallest midfield player.
He is known as being effective in the air. It's a strong part of his game, Al.
But, you know, you look at the big 3 centre-halves, you know, Noel Blake must be disgusted. You can see the anger on his face, and that's the type of balls he should be attacking. And Mosier in behind, but it was a wonderful finish.
And Plymouth, who got 5 in the first round, are looking for more than the 2 they've got here. They really want to rub it in against their great rivals. And they're winning all the headers and all the crucial areas at the moment.
Once again, lovely ball in the box. But look at the Exeter defenders. Nowhere, again, Big Blake, nowhere near it. It's just been over Flack's head as well. They've got to start winning them if they've any chance whatsoever of staying in this cup tie.
Exeter have been putting together some very reasonable results after an awful start to their season. But let's get a word from Neil Warnock from the Plymouth bench.
Neil, can you coast home now?
You're joking, are you? Local derby. We're 2-0 for Blackpool the other night. Same at the time of the game as this. We ended up drawing 2 each. What pleases me, the attitude of the lads, you know, they not only want to win the game, they want to play football as well. We had some great crosses and, you know, probably should have had a few more, but these games are never over. You don't need me to tell you that, George.
Ronnie Morget is obviously right for the game, isn't he?
Yes, he's a lot on his plate, but, you know, this is what he's paid for, and he should just enjoy doing this and stick to football.
Thanks, Neil.
There with the throw. Exeter needs something, and soon. Grobelaar doesn't get there. It was...
You can never fault Bruce Grobelaar for not coming, can you?
Mickey Evans wasn't leaving it to the goalkeeper, though. He was heading it out, and there's more aerial work. And Grobelaar, in the end, fumbles it away.
Yeah, you feel he's
Flack,
done a
who was
little
still
bit better
turning.
there. Yeah, Flack's a big awkward customer, isn't he? You know, but he's... You wouldn't expect to let a big fella that turn, but Grobelaar should really, I think, Brucey should have picked that up.
There again, and Leadbitter helps it out of harm's way.
So it was a brave header, that was, from Leadbitter. He climbed high and heading away.
Myers. White making a nuisance of himself again. Now it's 2-on-1. But Evans has Exeter get players back. Leadbitter, Morget, Billy and Barlow to the right. This is Barlow. The flag is up.
Yeah, Evans could have done a little bit better there. You know, you called it right there, Martin, 2 against 1, and it certainly was 2 against 1. If he'd have got his head up a little bit quicker, I think it was Littlejohn who bursting away to his left. He could have found him.
Yes, Bruce is blaming the gloves. But
he's got the non-stick on at the moment. A couple he's dropped, hasn't he?
Myers having a look at the distance and leaving it, as Bailey does as well, for Sharp. McConn. Blake. But actually Flack had gone towards the same ball, and there was no one there for Blake to angle it down to.
Plymouth are certainly winning the headers, Martin. I think back there, Heathcote and James have won almost everything for Plymouth. In fact, they're winning aerial battles in both boxes.
Well, Plymouth have been tumbling down Division 2. They've won only 2 of their last 18 in the league, fallen from top to 20th in less than 3 months. Bruce Grobelaar changing the gloves now. More FA Cup football for you tomorrow, Saturday, Cardiff against Gillingham. Sure to be incident and excitement at Ninian Park. And we start at 6. Sky Sports 1. No one's feeling shortchanged here. As Richardson trying to start the rescue act for Exeter City.
I thought there was a touch of handball there, but the referee was blinded, so Sharp saying to him now, ref, handball surely, but he obviously couldn't have seen it. I think we're in an exciting game now. Just try to get the cross in there, Sharp. Was it handball? You'll see just in a sec. Just there.
Barlow is the player who was controlling the ball. Evans. Here's Robotham. Not quite sure what was in his mind then. Danny Bailey saying, why don't you just roll it into my feet?
Well, Bailey actually made a run there, and by the time Robotham looked at the ball, Bailey stopped, he checked. And I'm in Robotham's camp there. You know, he's not a mind reader, but he put his head down, and Bailey, he's checked his run.
You strikers stick together.
Of course. I think Exeter need one back before half-time, Matt. I know there's only 5 minutes remaining, but if they can get one back, then who knows? You know, you get so many shots in the cup. At the moment, Plymouth Argyle are cruising.
Mojé. It's one of the longer back passes, if not one of the stronger ones, from John Sharp. Heathcote with the header. Mojé making it his not once but twice.
And you see why Neil Warnock's put so much faith in him. Not only has he scored a cracking second goal, very industrious, gets his foot in, mixes it, you know, hard-working midfield player. Just wonder if there's any heading practice in Neil Warnock's back garden today when he had his fitness test. Exeter needs something here. It's gone dead now. They don't really look to me as if they want to get back in this match.
Fancy your old pal Russell Osman saying it'll be just one goal settling it tonight. That's a defender for you.
I think Russell will be enjoying this because tomorrow it's a big game for him. And Gillingham are no mugs, and they'll be very angry. Just been knocked out of the League Cup. What was it, last week? The week before, so big game when Ipswich Town knocked him out. But Russell will be aware of that. Russell will be quite delighted with. They had a little spell here, didn't they? Plymouth Argyle, so.
Little John. Just too high, and once more Williams had covered the ground.
Super stuff again down the right man, but surely Exeter, you know, if they're going to claw their way back in this match, they've got to stop Plymouth playing the football, and the only way they can do it is be aggressive.
Barlow. Still Barlow. Taking on too much in the end.
There's too many Plymouth Argyle crosses are coming in too easy now. No, they're not even just getting half a yard, they're getting fully a clear yard to get the cross in. And Barlow's done well, but this is a smashing ball. Left foot, right to the far post.
And that's the left wing back, Paul Williams. Just sailed over the top of it. From Little John's cross. Barlow.
I think Plymouth look a little bit more pacey on that. Player for player, they seem to just have the edge on the pace. And Exeter, they find it very difficult. Okay, they are a league below, but they find it difficult to keep, you know, on terms here.
Heathcote getting between the two Exeter strikers. Plymouth were a little bemused that the league fixture computer sent them to Blackpool for a Tuesday night fixture in this week of all weeks. So a lot of cup teams in the past have prepared at Blackpool. That's by choice.
They're both by the coast. Mind you, the trip down here from Suffolk, I thought it was in central France by the time I got here.
It's always longer than you think. Come down to the West Country, but a wonderful part of the world it is. And they do care about their football.
Well, the cabbie was telling me there's about 350,000 people now in and around Plymouth, and you know, that's a big city. They could certainly do a little bit more, you know, the home side sort of getting up that league or having a good cup run, because I remember coming down here a few years ago, Martin, and they make a big noise down here, and it was always a lovely pitch to play, and they're desperate for a bit of success down here.
Yes, and there's plenty from Cornwall coming across the bridge as well. They've almost got a whole county to themselves to tap into as well, beyond the Devonian borders. Many of these fans will remember that run to the semi-finals in 1984 when they were beaten by Watford at Villa Park.
Took a huge support to that game.
when they took more than 30,000 to Wembley for the Division 3 playoffs earlier this year.
The potential certainly there.
Put out by Billy. In stoppage time at the end of Plymouth's first half.
Half-time, he must be demanding more urgency, Martin, from his side, because they are getting outpaced and outfought. And there's no way back unless they can improve.
Robot. Going to have to hold it and work it and put the cross in. Bailey trying to keep it in the Plymouth penalty area.
A little bit disappointed, Martin, with Flack. You know, it was a good ball in the box there, and the size of the fella, he's got to put himself about more.
Steve Flack is pretty much a novice to the full-time game. He had a spell with Cardiff, who sold him to Exeter earlier this season. Previously, many years playing non-league football.
Just a moment ago there, James clearly out-jumped him again. He's got to get that big frame moving.
Here's the big frame of Noel Blake. Flack pulling away again. And he's got that one beautifully. And it's set up a chance for Myers. And then it's drilled in by Sharp. And Exeter right on half-time are back in business. John Sharp with a strike certainly worthy of his older brother.
Well, I wonder if Neil Warnock's looking at his watch, Martin, because I thought, what's going on here? What a lifeline for Exeter.
And Flack won the header. Myers will have been greatly relieved after what happened from that. It was Sharp, unerring.
What a strike this is. But Myers must be a little bit embarrassed here, but what a beautiful strike. Drop a line, no chance. And there's Peter Fox delighted. He's back in this tie.
And Neil Warnock is livid.
He's on the go at Littlejohn for some reason. Oh dear, I wouldn't be a popular referee.
Very different half-time team talks than perhaps the two managers were preparing. Plymouth, with two goals that had delighted Neil Warnock, suddenly he's frowning and angry. The two goals, the local hero Mickey Evans with a sharp turn and shot here. 1-0 to Plymouth Argyle. Followed quickly by Barlow picking out the man very much in the news at the moment, Ronnie Mauger. But Exeter, who were looking down and out, suddenly sharp was the word. And a terrific first half here at Home Park. And at half-time it's Plymouth 2, Exeter 1.
The top two in rugby's Courage League face up on Saturday at 2 on Sky Sports 1, Bath against Harlequins. Right now, the top two in Devon, Plymouth against Exeter. Our live second round FA Cup tie, sponsored by Littlewoods. Half-time, well, it's beautifully poised now for the second half. 2-1 to Plymouth. On the evidence of the rest of those matchbacks, they deserved their lead. 8 corners to Exeter's 2. Just 2 offside decisions, so it has flowed. Russell Osman wondering about the time added on as well. The goal from Exeter there, 2 minutes into time added on. 53% of the possession to Plymouth. And Neil Warnock, we understand, very unhappy as well about the amount of time. Well, he would be, wouldn't he, Russell? Because 2-0 looked good. 2-1 creates all sorts of problems for him now, doesn't it?
Well, we've got a game on, haven't we, now? Exeter back in the game. The next goal is going to win the tie, isn't it? You know, if Plymouth come out like they started the first half and get the next goal, they're home and dry. Exeter have got to start the second half better than they started the first half. It literally took them, what, say 46.5 minutes to get going, you know, and right at the end of the first half they've won a header, and all right, the miss it proves out to be a magnificent...
It was a lovely little touch as it turned out, wasn't it?
Lovely layout.
But let's have a look at the first goal. Mickey Evans with his 10th of the season, and right from the off Plymouth looked just too strong, but they needed a breakthrough, didn't they? Yeah,
it's ping-ponging all over the place there. Mickey Evans gets a little bit of room, spins on it, and all he does, he manages to keep his shot controlled, keeps it low, Oh, he's going all over the place. It's like a pinball machine, isn't it? But he keeps his shot down. He's gone past 3 or 4 sets of legs and just finds the corner.
So that was 1-0. Morget made it 2-0. Only 2 minutes and 40 seconds later, and again they were done by a ball in the air, weren't they?
Yeah, it's a straightforward ball, you know, through the middle of the penalty area. If you look at the keeper, he starts off about 8 yards out, and all the time he's backing away and backing away, you know, and he ends up allowing the attacker to come and head in from about 6 yards. I think he's got to be on his 6-yard line, coming out and taking those. Bruce would have been out taking that round between the 6-yard.
But they've struggled all night, haven't they, with the ball in the air there, as well as the point that Alan Brazil made about the right-hand side.
Yeah, their
left that Plymouth have made capital with.
Yeah, Exeter have been destroyed down Plymouth's right-hand side. Exeter's left-back position. People like Martin Barlow, Mickey Evans, and even Littlejohn, they have worked the width so well. You know, they've pulled the centre-halves apart, they've got wide, but once they've got wide, they've got great balls in the box. And because the centre-halves have been pulled out of position, it's allowed people to come in, you know, with clear space to get headers in.
But they have given themselves a lifeline deep into stoppage time, some 2 minutes at least, when Sharp scored this. That was Lee Sharp all over as well, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it? You know, his Lee Sharp style. Lovely layoff there. I mean, it's the first header that Flacky's won all night. Noel Blake picks him out from near the halfway line. He just knocks it back. OK, the first lad has a bit of good fortune that it comes off the back of his foot and falls perfect for Sharp. But what a finish.
What a finish. Half-time then at Home Park, and what a tie we have on our hands all of a sudden. Exeter City right back in this with a goal in stoppage time. It is 2-1 in this live second round time. We'll be back with the whole of the second half next. This highlight from the meeting of the top two in the Spanish League on Saturday at 9 o'clock. That's Real Madrid against Barcelona. Saturday at 9 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. Where we are right now, of course. Plymouth against Exeter. Live second round FA Cup tie. It's 2-1 to Plymouth at half-time. We'll hear from Martin Tyler very shortly. First of all, Alan Brazil.
Yeah, I just felt this was a great chance, you know. Over comes the cross from row bottom. Up go the challengers now. Watch this. Falls to Danny Bailey. At 1-0 this was. Bailey strike. Now where was this going? Good challenge there. Now where was that going? That's a good block. Was that going to slip inside Bruce's post to put extra level? And almost immediately from this, Plymouth went up the other end and went 2 up.
And that would have been even more decisive had Bruce Grobler not been beaten by John Sharp to change the whole complexion of the situation. Neil Warnock not happy with the amount of time that was played at the end of the first half, in which time Exeter got their goal.
There's not too much to shout about, Martin, have the Exeter fans in that cold end there, but now they're full of hope for the second half.
Yeah, some 2,000 tickets allocated to Exeter City. I think Steve Dunn, it's fair to say, has heard a remark or two from the Plymouth Argyle manager during the break.
Problem is, though, Martin, if the ref feels that there was, you know, time played, then he's got to see it out, hasn't he? It's only he knows. He's got the watch in his hand. And well, I can imagine Neil Warnock at half-time going up that tunnel. Very unhappy.
So Plymouth have got a bit of reimposing to do if they can. Barlow. And Blake wins it. Heathcote saw it coming and read the play very well. Billy.
I really thought Exeter at half-time would have sorted this. You know, we've got to stop them getting crosses in, but right away in the first minute, Barlow sends one over. You really have to get much closer, Martin, to these wide players.
Ledbetter. Put it straight at his midfield ally Morget. Robot. get some half-time news from our reporter down at the touchline, George Gavin. George.
Yes, Martin, I spoke to the referee Steve Dunn because there were no injuries in the first half. About the time added on, he said the reason was there was a small crowd invasion, which of course apparently we didn't show, and also the goal celebrations took up some time. So 2 minutes 42 were taken up by those reasons.
And there was the substitution of Mark Chamberlain as well, which should come into the calculation. But George has shed some light.
You get Neil Warnock down there. I think, you know, if he goes in at 2-0, leading 2-0, and the rest played 3.5 minutes overtime, there'd be no complaints at all. It was just that late goal which put Exeter back in it. That's what caused the problems.
Barlow flicking it on, but the play pulled back. But they've got to dig in the ribs.
I just feel Premier League referees, though, Martin, do tend to add on more time than some of the lower leagues. And I don't know whether that's just me, but, you know, they're quite happy to let play roll on. You know, 3-4 minutes. I remember QPR. Last season, Man United. God, the Rangers fans were going berserk. One, I think it was Cantona got one very late goal.
Black. Just got it forward, and Groveler had an awkward moment from the back pass. There wasn't any great Plymouth pressure. Robotham was really just jogging in pursuit of the original ball forward. Williams. John jumping with Richardson. And they came out on top. The player assistant manager Blake got it out of the penalty area. And McConnell, the substitute, up towards Robotham. James in strongly. Another factor we'll have to keep an eye on in the second half is just whether the frost comes into the ground, particularly with the delayed start.
It's definitely getting colder.
Robotham trying to glide it on. Littlejohn, who went to a Wembley semi-final in the FA Cup with Sheffield United.
He'll feel a little bit hard done by there, because perhaps he felt he was fouled just a seconds earlier. He tries to retrieve the ball, which he does, and this time, while the arms were out, I think the referee was correct.
On Bailey. And Exeter. Suddenly within reach of Plymouth again, through Sharp's goal right on half-time. It's now Sharp's free kick. Blake.
He's going to have to practice his volleying, isn't he? Well, at least he's getting in there. Big no Blake. But again, that's a little half chance. You know, even if you scuff it across the goal line, there's always a chance of someone just getting a toe to it. But this was, well, I think this was a defender's clearance rather than a volley goal. Lurking at the back post. Good touch. But look at this.
Well, to some extent, Exeter have achieved one target. They've got their first FA Cup goal ever against Plymouth. Now they want to go on and get their first ever win against the rivals from across the county.
Just before half-time, Martin, they must have been thinking, oh, we're out the cup again, and it's Plymouth again. But what a chance they've got now. That was a lifeline.
Well, it was the bounce that got the better of Bailey, and the ball was in behind him. And that's when the problem started to loom large. And Plymouth have got the free kick.
Yeah, the left arm's round them, and you know, they just put it in the danger area now. Silly free kick to give away.
Ledbetter takes it, but appropriately enough, it's Bailey who clears.
He'll be relieved.
Barlow. Put it in again. James!
Well, big no Blake. He's going to have to get himself off the ground because James is just totally out-jumping him. And no Blake, that was the strongest part of his game as this cross comes in. The Blake's under it. Look at the leap by James. Great leap. And that was unlucky.
Sharp. Robotham came here as a youngster with his younger brother Jason, who's actually been back with Plymouth on loan from Wickham this season. Both of them Welsh-born, and there were hopes for Darren that he might go on to get full international cap for Wales when that injury I referred to in the first half, that cruciate knee ligament injury.
It's a very, very bad injury to try and come back from, Martin.
He's done very well to be playing again.
He was just signaling to the bench that I just wonder if he's feeling it. You know, he looked at the bench and he's pointed to his head, he's shaking his head there. I just wonder if it's troubling him.
Yeah, so he was out for a year. Actually happened back in 1990. After he'd been rattling in the goals, he was over 30 for the season. And the season was brought to a crippling end. A bit of pushing on Evans by Hare.
I never understand that, man. You know, again, there's no danger out there, is it? And Hare gives him a little shove, and all of a sudden now, a free chance to put the ball into the danger zone.
And Plymouth have been doing that pretty well. Billy. Dropping it in behind Plymouth, who push right up collectively. Pace on from Daly.
So I think Plymouth have just got the edge. They've got that little bit of pace. And when they, suddenly it's a long ball, direct ball from Blake. There's a little chance. Suddenly overcomes a Plymouth defender. Bang! A little bit more pace and puts it out for throw.
Myers. Morshey. Billy. Here's Morshey.
A bit of a bad layoff there from Moji. Good pace, bursting up the right-hand side to get the ball, but his layoff there was a little bit short.
Barlow. Well, Chris Billy's got into a good position, and Evans will reflect on an opportunity that he wasn't able to take.
A great play from Billy there. Very, very cheeky. A little nutmeg in there. Little half chance there, but good play from Billy. Full of confidence, just keeping it in. Defender dives in a wee bit, but that's a bit of class. And Evans, well, good defending again, I think.
10 minutes into the second half, and Exeter are going to take off Darren Robotham.
He did look a bit unhappy, didn't he, earlier on that?
Well, we've kept this theme of famous brothers going through the Exeter ranks all night long, and Leon Braithwaite now trying to get his share of the limelight. His brother Darren, an international sprinter, and Leon has some of the same pace. And Exeter will hope to get him into the sort of positions against Plymouth where he can really turn that to his advantage.
Well, we said they lacked a bit of pace, but I'm sure this guy's a bit of a flyer. Braithwaite.
Williams heading it on, smacked away by Blake. Williams. And the referee getting in the way inadvertently.
I don't know what you mind, I just feel that Plymouth are not as dominant as what they were first half, and the more this game goes on, Exeter will fancy a second goal.
Well, Plymouth, of course, haven't got a major block of confidence to refer back to when they have something in a game that goes against them after the slide down the league. Here is Braithwaite trying to make his first contribution.
And they're not bad, but just that injection of pace suddenly troubles the Plymouth Argyle centre-backs.
Evans well found by Billy. Little John in the centre, others trying to get there. And Little John sees it out for the corner. When the left footer is required, Chris Ledbetter on duty every time. Here he is once more for Plymouth. Barlow.
Good effort.
There's good connection with the shot, and it certainly dropped Bailey to his knees. Couldn't have seen it before it struck him.
He's quite lucky, Bailey, because he was very close. And had he been another 10 yards away, I think that would have hurt a little bit more as it gathered speed.
It's back with the corner. Deeper one this time. Barlow. Bailey blocks. Spins away to Ledbetter. James.
Well, it's a classic example, isn't it, James? It's a beautiful ball from Ledbetter, and James gets between Flack and Blake, and that shouldn't happen. Watch this. This is a gorgeous ball, and James says, "This is mine." There's Blake, there's Flack, and James wins it. Very, very unlucky not to get Plymouth Argyle's third goal. Great leap.
And not for the first time that he is threatened. Heathcote. And Heathcote a second time with the knee that time. Little John. This is Barlow. Taking the infield route this time. But always looking for a cross. Richardson. There's a Ledbetter going in bravely. It deflected off McConnell. Exeter could have got it away. And the shot from Morget, which Bayes dropped on too well.
Well, Exeter had so many chances there to clear that ball. And yeah, it was like ping pong. They just couldn't get out of the box. And in the end, Morget had a little chance there, but Bailey was closing them down again.
Exeter's throw. McConnell. Kept in by Myers. McConnell. Evans holds it up very well indeed. Now needs a pass to match. He and Martin Barlow are the best of mates. I think his pal on the far side would have wanted an easier task than a vain pursuit there for the ball knocked in behind the defender.
He was asking a lot of his mate there, wasn't he? Still, you know, suddenly the 2-1 up, and it pushes Exeter City back even more. So, you know, if there's nothing on, why not just put it in the space? It gives your defenders a little breather to push up to the halfway line.
Let's hear from Peter Fox, the Exeter manager.
Peter, losing Chamberlain and Robotham, major blows?
Oh yeah, it really is. I mean, two of our most experienced players. I mean, they're a very experienced team, Plymouth, and we've got a few kids on there now who haven't sampled this atmosphere before. But yeah, I'm sniffing something here, George. I'm sniffing we can get another goal here.
You think you have a lifeline?
Oh, without a doubt. The lads won't give up. I can assure you of that. The lads won't give up. They've got tremendous heart.
Thanks, Peter.
Cheers, George.
You got the same scent in your nostrils, Alan Brazil?
I'm sniffing a cold. I don't my goal. I'm freezing. I do agree with them, though. I think they have got a little chance now. You know, Plymouth, first half I thought were easily the better side. I'm not so sure the second half. That goal certainly rocked them.
Danny, go on! Go!
Roger climbing well. Good forceful play from Littlejohn to get it to Williams. Billy to meet the cross. Exeter happy to keep it outside of the penalty area, but Williams will try again. Evans coming for the ball into feet, trying that sharp turn, which is a feature of his play.
He's lively in the box, Evans. No Blake this time. I don't know if the big fella was going for the first or the second dummy, but he got that one.
Blake beats James this time. Barlow to fire it in again. Bayes saved well. Header from Heathcote beyond the far post. Exeter have got a player down in their own box.
It's a lovely ball again from Barlow, wasn't it, Martin? And I think he's really been the thorn on the side, but what a good save from the Exeter keeper. He needed to make the save, but once again, look at the time he's got here. Flicked on, Heathcote at the far post. Good stop, and luckily one of his own defenders there to clear. Far post, flicked on. Heathcote thinks he's won it. Good stop, good reflexes.
Well, certainly efficient attacking play from Plymouth. They work very, very hard on getting the crosses in, as we stressed before. That hair is okay, but all the Exeter defenders and their goalkeeper fully briefed by Peter Fox about what to expect, and I don't think anyone's been disappointed.
I think the central defenders will be very disappointed with our wide players not closing down the crosses,
Stopping the supply.
I've never seen it. It's been so easy for Plymouth Argyle just to whip the balls in. So easy. I think Barlow's had a smashing game.
Taking your calls for your man of the match. We're giving you the number in a few moments. I'm sure many of you know it pretty much by heart these days. Still a match, though, that either side could win.
Well, there's a few shouts there from behind Bruce Grobbelaar's goal for a penalty there, and Heathcote looked at the ref. And I thought there might have been a little bit of climbing here. Watch the throw coming in. Heathcote at the back, up he goes. Good decision, ref.
Grobbelaar was not there. Flack was.
That's a great chance. He'll be very, very angry with himself, Bruce, for missing it. But what about Flack? This is a great chance.
Yeah, so if you get the first touch in those situations, you rather fancy yourself to score.
I don't know where Bruce was going there.
Braithwaite. James doing a bit of leaning on. Free kick to Exeter City.
It's suddenly, you know, James, a bit of a fluster there because they realise Braithwaite has got tremendous pace. And even the Exeter fans behind the goal, as soon as he got it, were screaming, anticipating. But there's the leaning in. And now this is a dangerous free kick. Good opportunity for Exeter.
Grobbelaar can't hold it. Back-heeled away by Heathcote, improvising with a bit of good fortune as well.
Yeah, I think he's trying another pair of gloves, Bruce, because they're not sticking either, are they? Good ball. I just don't understand. You know, I think he should punch there,
Well,
Bruce.
I was watching him in training this morning, and they defended that sort of free kick, and every time it came in, he fisted it away.
Well, there's so many bodies around him. No, you think, right, get two fists on it. Try to catch it, there's ludicrous. It was Blake who was coming in.
The phone number for you, for your man of the match vote. 0891111101. It's 2-1 to Plymouth Argyle at home park. But a match of increasingly fine margins. Plymouth seem to be totally in control. Seconds away from half-time, 2-0 to the good. Well, the Pilgrims not really progressing down that far side.
Yeah, I think Neil Warnock must be thinking, crikey, after 45 minutes of the first half, he was absolutely delighted, cruising, coasting 2-0, and now this game's finally balanced. 2-1, his side lead.
That's Bailey. Talked about the Pilgrims. Exeter, incidentally, are known as the Grecians. I'm sure you want to know why, but they're not
Bailey,
even sure themselves.
Bailey don't need any Grecian 2000, that's for sure.
That might be one of the many, many reasons that have been put forward. The most popular theory on it is that the club was founded in a part of Exeter where there was a Greek community. But the Grecians they are, and they're 2-1 down.
They give the manager grey hair, I don't know, but Peter Fox must be a little bit more happier now, Martin, because his side are certainly playing a bit better second half than from the first 45 minutes, or I should say the first 47 minutes.
Little John. Billy, it's a fine ball, and Bays was at full stretch, and there was a player, as you'd expect, coming in behind him. It was Williams. Braithwaite. James pleased that he got some cover in the shape of Heathcote.
It was a lovely cross from Billy. I tell you what, he's impressed me. Mind you, Heathcote's, he's stuck his task tonight well.
Trying to give our viewers a few clues for their voting. There's a few candidates. There might be one or two more. It's another twist to the tail. It's Bailey.
One or two tackles are going a little bit higher now.
Blake blocked by the arms raised by Little John.
Neil Warnock's having a go at Little John there. I can't believe why. Very passionate manager.
Arms raised, appeals from both sides, but it's a goal kick.
Yeah, Blake winning the flick there, but the dugout was screaming, someone get on the end of it.
That's what he wants. The message being sent.
He wants someone on the end of them little flick-ons, especially in the Plymouth box. Disjointed Argyle now. You know, first half they were passing the ball, great movement, whipping, you know, crosses in from either flank, especially down the right-hand side. But second half, they've gone a little bit quiet. I just wonder if Neil said, "Hey, come on, be careful here. We've got to hang on to this lead. Don't be bombing forward so much." But definitely a little bit quiet second half for me.
Well, they were, as he pointed out when he was talking to George Gavin in the first half. They were 2-0 up at Blackpool on Tuesday night. It finished 2-2. They wouldn't want it to finish 2-2 tonight and have to go through it all again at St James's Park. Yes, there is another St James's Park, and it belongs to Exeter City.
So he keeps having a go at Little John Warnock. I don't know what's going on here, but he's very, very unhappy. I think he's trying to get closer together, the two forward players, but poor Little John, his ears must be ringing.
James. Ledford. Here is Little John. On his stronger left side. Same applies to Ledbetter. Gets the better of McConnell. And again, despite not being the tallest player in the penalty area, Ronnie Moget gets his head to it.
Great play from Ledbetter there, though. Down the left-hand side, again a cheeky nutmeg. Oops, see you later. But not only does he get the nutmeg, this is a great cross. He gets it to the far post. So many times at this level we see them hit the near post, hit the defender, but that's smashing play.
Biggest crowd of the season at Home Park, no surprise in that. One of the Exeter fans, they always get these great stories around the cup ties. In the army, up on the Outer Hebrides, an 800-mile drive. He set off yesterday. I hope he made it.
I think the coal's getting his head up there, because 800 miles. It must be freezing up there.
It's football, isn't it? I mean, it makes you do the most illogical things.
Well, they do have the Gulf Stream.
Little John chasing. Clearance from Blake.
Blake's starting to win his fair share of the ball now. But first half he was always second best, but that goal's got the confidence up, and no, Blake now is having a better second half.
Barlow slipped as he crossed. Evans, though, with a terrific first touch, couldn't get the shot away. Barlow's back here. Williams. Blake could have let it go. Maybe the call was a bit late from Bayes. Would have run on harmlessly to the goalkeeper. Suddenly, Exeter are defending a long throw from Tony James.
Well, if you're unsure, Martin, you get out, don't you? You can't take chances back there.
And waiting for Paul Watton to come up. Dispossessing Braithwaite when he was trying to buy Exeter a bit of time. McConnell, the other substitute. Nicely done by Heathcote. Good balance, showing us perhaps that the frost isn't getting into the ground yet.
No, I think the pitch has played very well. It's always been a lovely pitch down here. And Heathcote, well, just showing he's got a little bit of class. I can't help thinking, though, Braithwaite with his pace goes against Heathcote and James. They've got to use him more, Exeter. Maybe a few longer balls to try and test out these big two centre-halves.
There's a lot of cross-pollination in these parts. The groundsman, who should be pleased with your words, Alan, used to be the groundsman at Exeter. And the senior administrative staff here were working for Exeter as well in the past.
Worrying times now for Plymouth fans, as Exeter feel a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more confident.
Here's throw. Grovelows, perhaps one of the first in goalkeeping circles to commit himself to come and defuse the long throw situation by going to catch it. He's got a free kick this time.
I reckon he was out there before the fella even threw it in.
Probably disappointed he couldn't head it away.
You know, you can never question Bruce Grobbelaar, is he going to come or not? Every little chance, out he comes. Doesn't always get them.
Myers dropping it in behind Billy, return quickly, confident header back. He's got a good player tonight, Chris Billy.
Yeah, I've been impressed, Martin. Good pace, good legs, up and down, and when he has had a chance to cross, it's been good.
Heathcote. Williams. Little John. Turning quickly as the ball dropped at his feet. And not able to quite put it in behind Blake, but Blake feeling some pain in the left hamstring as he stretched for that one.
That's horrible when that happens. It's the old sniper on the stand roof. Suddenly you go to clear, and he does clear. He takes a good position up here, no Blake. Overcomes a teasing cross. Watch him pull up. Oh, left hamstring.
James.
I just wonder if he's going to be coming off, because again it was Blake who was marking James, and James gets, well, head and shoulders above Noel Blake. Good cross again into the box, and look at James flying in here. In fact, it was a standing jump, and Noel Blake certainly got some problems here. Couldn't get off the ground, but just over the top.
Tomorrow, Sky Sports 1, 6 o'clock, Cardiff against Gillingham. Also from the second round of the FA Cup, sponsored by Littlewoods. Braithwaite. Exeter still within range of a replay.
Yeah, when there's only one in it, you just need a little fluke, a little bit of good fortune, and suddenly you take them back to your place.
And having struck so late in the first half, they'll be looking for the same again.
There's a bit of experience from Brucey there, taking his time. He realises this second half is not as good as the first 45 minutes, but his side are still just ahead.
Barlow. Evans, lovely turn, but can he reach it? Too much pace on the ball for that to come off.
Perhaps the cross is getting in a little bit of Martin, because Evans felt like he got on the end of that, but it just seemed to skip away from him. A good play again from Barlow. Barlow realises Evans got a good bit of skill around the box, trying to find him just overhead. No crowd are a bit quiet now, aren't they, the home supporters?
Well, yes, and they've seen their side slip down the league table. In this of all cup ties, they won't want a relatively comfortable position to slip totally from the grasp of Plymouth Argyle.
A couple of wins though, you know, there's a few teams around them, a couple of wins and suddenly you leapfrog about 7 or 8 sides. Mind you, it's easier said than done, that.
And when nobody talks about rows between the chairman and manager when you're winning, I think it's coincided, but I have to say I've been down here to see Peter Short when he was in charge in the past, and it was the same sort of problem, chairman and manager, same chairman.
Well, I thought it was quite incredible at the start of the programme when he said, no problem at all with my manager, and then reeled off about 12 things he's done wrong in the past 3 weeks.
And the other response was to Neil Warnock's suggestion that the club was in crisis, but they're not in crisis here. They're 3-1 up. They're surely now looking at a place in round 3.
Well, I thought that
it was very, very well taken, because Chris Billy came onto this.
It's a good strike, but surely Bayes, he's got to do a little bit better there, man. It's a shame, because I think he's had a good game. But Billy, good endeavour here, pushes himself forward, but for me that's a goalkeeper's ball.
Ashley Bayes got to it, but couldn't stop it going in.
Well, I think that's broken the heart of the Exeter fans now. I think the third goal, as Russell Osmond said at half-time, the next goal would win the cup tie, and I'm pretty certain now Plymouth have the chance of taking on one of the big boys in the next round.
Bailey's hurt. He was just chasing to win the ball in the first place, and he's got on, and you'd back him to have won the cup tie.
Oh, without a doubt. I think Sharp will be very angry. You know, he scored a cracking goal for his side to get them back in the match, but that's slack defending there. But, you know, well done, Billy. Billy's taken the ball off him, forged forward, and thought, why not? I'm going to let fly. But I just can't help feeling the Exeter keeper, they want to forget that one.
Well, they've really got to take some risks now, Exeter. Plymouth have got the 2-goal lead back. Braithwaite. It's a marvellous cross. Really dug it out, and Heathcote Well, he hadn't assumed that the ball was going behind for a goal kick, and he was on duty, and he deserved that little pat on the head.
Well, I have to say, when you get a cross like that in the box, surely someone, one of your teammates, has got to be at the end of it. This goes to the far post, and Flack, the size of him, you've got to get there, and well played, Heathcote.
Here's the corner for Exeter. Here's Heathcote again.
I thought James was having a cracker of a game in that Plymouth Argyle defence, but Heathcote, as far as I'm concerned, is certainly pushing them close.
Little John. Steve Dunn, who hasn't had to produce the cards, he's kept control. The players have behaved pretty well, given the ferocious nature of the rivalry.
Well, to be honest, there was a bad challenge off the ball there on Billy, and I think that's why the yellow card could be coming out here. Hayes actually, he definitely caught Billy there, and the referee let it run, and suddenly now he's saying, hey, enough's enough, son.
So Matt Hare gets the caution.
He actually caught Billy off the ball, and I think the ref spotted it, but the second one was just a little bit too much for the referee, and out come the yellow.
Well, I'll be very interested to learn who you vote as man of the match. 0891 111101. Chris Billy's a contender. We've just said Alan Brazil praise Tony James and Mike Heathcote as well. Martin Barlow's had a very good game. Evans not quite able to rein it in.
There's a bit of relief around the Plymouth fans now, because at 2-1 they were thinking, oh no, is this going to be a replay if Exeter get one back? But suddenly I think Billy's goal certainly sealed this match for them, man.
This is a bit of taunting going on towards the right-hand corner, where they've got a good view of the subdued Exeter fans, who might get more subdued now. Flag has gone up against Moget.
Yeah, I'd go with that. The crowd didn't like it, but the linesman was right in the spot. Well, the referee's assistant, I should say now. And I think there was a touch of offside there.
Bailey. It's Myers, a little flick on from McConnell. Evans trying to take it. I must say, Nicky Evans inspired perhaps more than most, as the local players are, by the rivalry. He's kept the pace of his play up. Occasionally he's been accused by Neil Warnock of letting his concentration drift, dreaming a bit during matches, switching off. But he's looked very, very sharp and aggressive in all he's done at the sharp end for Plymouth Argyle. Williams, a race, a real sprint with Braithwaite, and Williams has won it. Trying to tee it up for Barlow. Hasn't got a goal yet this season.
He's shown us a bit of pace there, Williams, didn't he, against Braithwaite? And he'd done the hard work, Martin. He only had to pick one of his teammates out, and the pass going astray. But great pace here. Braithwaite lunges in, thinks he's got it, but great play there. Now just pick out a teammate.
Paul Williams did start his football life at the FA National School. The little lads, Adrian Littlejohn, did as well. Myers just helping it on. Back goes James. Daly took that well, flew at him from Grovelar's clearance, but not just enough numbers really up to support the attack. Grovelar's next kick is not a good one. Barlow coming back to try and sort it out here. Littlejohn, Williams unlucky. Everything done at top speed. There was absolutely no margin for error. It was probably a millimetre or two off of pass. McConnell.
Plymouth are doing well, Martin. They're getting back, working hard, even though they've got a two-goal cushion again. You know, they're not relaxing at all. They're getting back behind the ball, getting the foot in, making sure that Exeter City can't get back in this match. And I think Neil Warnock's installed that in these players. You know, come on, you work all the way to the 90 minutes. There he is again, look, screaming.
Well, it says Plymouth manager on the caption. One wonders for how long, given some of the things that have been said. It was only a couple of weeks ago that when they were losing here to Chesterfield, he actually walked out of the ground 10 minutes before the end of the game. Can't recall hearing too many examples of that in the past from a manager at the league level, but such had been the dispute with the chairman that it had really got to Neil Warnock. And I'm sure if he was to leave, there'd be no shortage of clubs interested in acquiring him and his assistant Mick Jones. Littlejohn. Richardson saying he got the ball, but Steve Dunn didn't see it that way.
A little bit surprised with Evans there on the left-hand side. Look, he looks to me as if he doesn't really want that off Littlejohn. Perhaps he's screaming at Littlejohn saying yes, 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 but he looked to me as if he was running away rather than looking for the pass. Perhaps a little bit weariness creeping into the legs of Evans.
No, Richardson has been booked. Plymouth have got a free kick. Blake has to glance it on.
I think he's done well to stay on, Blake, because he obviously got a twinge on the old left-hand hamstring. And he'll be a bit stiff and sore tomorrow, and obviously very, very disappointed as his side are going out the cup.
Evans. Out by McConnell. Flack. Well, it was the only other player up in support, Braithwaite. Exeter feeling the pace of the game, the inward disappointment. Some olays now from the Argyle followers. Evans. Offside.
It's a disappointing night for Exeter City now. 17th Division 3, going out the cup. Yeah, they're going to have to roll the sleeves up and battle on.
Well, we can tell you who the man of the match is. The viewers who have voted for Plymouth's Tony James. Congratulations to him. And we're closing in on the Argyle celebrations now.
Well, I made my phone call, Martin. I thought Tony James was outstanding.
Evans. Littlejohn goes to the near post, and it's 4-1. Adrian Littlejohn puts the cherry on the icing on the cake. Comprehensive for Plymouth Argyle.
Well, it's a classic striking partnerships goal. Evans realises he's got the pace, goes direct, has a little look. Littlejohn bides his time. Now he comes. The deftness of touches. Beautiful striker's goal. Littlejohn, here he comes now. Just a little nick in it through the keeper's legs. Beautiful stuff. Great play from Evans here. There's the look. He realises Littlejohn's coming. Look at this. Just a little touch of the toe. Smashing.
Super goal. Super result for Neil Warnock, who was worried at half-time when Exeter pulled it back to 2-1 through John Sharp. But Adrian Littlejohn sealing the second half showing. Chris Billy also scoring at an important time. Mickey Evans had started it well. Ronnie Morget had marked his return to the club with a goal as well. And in terms of league status, the senior side goes through to the third round. The FA Cup giving Plymouth some stability at a time when the wheels have been coming off in the league. At a time when every other day seems to have brought some unwanted publicity to a club in some turmoil. Tonight's news is much, much more positive. They're in the draw with the Premier clubs. They've beaten Exeter City and really rubbed their noses in it in the last few minutes by 4 goals to 1.
Yes, what a finish. Plymouth are through to the third round. Russell Osman has been with us all night. When we come back, we'll get his thoughts on that. And of course, it's a small matter of his tie, which we'll see live tomorrow night. Action areas first half shaded by Plymouth, who had the better of the possession all night.